Most people who follow me know my thoughts on three things: sharks, Shark Week, and Jaws. Out of those three, two of them I don't like, and I've already done multiple videos on Shark Week. Because this year marks the 50th anniversary for Jaws, let's say we have a discussion about it, yeah? But first, a caveat. While I have gone on record to say that there are no good shark movies and stand by that claim, I understand that Jaws is an exceptional movie from a movie standpoint. The reason I don't like it is because it's a bad movie for the sharks. But from a movie standpoint, its writing, the actors, the pacing, the direction, I understand and recognize its accomplishments, and I'm not so boneheaded as to deny them. While I don't like the movie, I understand why others do. With that being said, let's move on to the main topic. The success of both the book written by Peter Benchley and the movie done by Steven Spielberg are forever ingrained in the history of entertainment. But this success was a bit of a double-edged sword, and the book Sharkpedia by Daniel Abel, I believe, summed it up perfectly. On one hand, Jaws sparked a whole new wave of interest in sharks the world over. Future marine biologists and shark enthusiasts were born overnight. However, on the other hand, Jaws fundamentally changed how people viewed the water and ignited a primordial fear embedded in our DNA turned up to 11. So then, fellow sharks, why is one side of this metaphorical sword so much heavier than the other? Simple. One side made money. And I don't mean it just made a few $100,000. The movie Jaws defined a generation of movie making. I don't think most people fathom just how much money Jaws made. It made $470 million in 1975, which in today's money is $2.8 billion. With a B. The only movie that made more money than that in the modern day is Avatar at $2.9 billion. That's more money than Jurassic World, Titanic, and Avengers Endgame. Put it to you this way. If we had a tier list, before Jaws, the top level was A tier. Jaws was so successful, it created the S tier category. It literally invented the idea of the summer blockbuster and wasn't beaten until Star Wars came along. Jaws literally gave certain people generational wealth and fame to a level never seen before. From that point forward, everyone who approached the idea of making a shark film has attempted to catch that lightning in a bottle again. From the outside looking in, who could blame them? Anyone getting into filmmaking eventually wants to leave their mark on the industry. Unfortunately, in this situation, it comes at the cost of sharks' reputation, and sharks being pigeonholed into this one box as far as what they can be. Talk to anybody that's in charge of making a movie about sharks that's not Jaws adjacent. You'll be laughed out of the room. They don't care about sharks' reputation. They don't care about future consequences. They care about making money. And Jaws is the standard. So, with all that being said, I'm sure some of you might be asking, who do we blame for the unfortunate circumstance sharks find themselves in? Steven Spielberg or Peter Benchley? Neither. Asking who to blame for sharks' reputation because of the media they produced is asking the wrong question. I personally don't think there was any malice from either gentleman. I believe Peter Benchley set out to write a good book, and Steven Spielberg set out to make a good movie. As I'm sure most of you shark enthusiasts know, Peter Benchley has gone on record multiple times saying that he regrets what his books have done to the reputation of sharks and dedicated the rest of his life in an attempt to repair some of the damage until his unfortunate death in 2006. The part I think people are missing from the Jaws scenario and the damage it's caused for sharks, ironically, isn't a shark problem. It's a human problem. And let me explain what I mean. The moment Jaws had the success it did, sequels and clones were all but guaranteed. Too many people made too much money for it to just be a one-off thing. The Hollywood machine does what it always does when it gets a sniff of something profitable. It pushes it to the masses relentlessly and tries to replicate it. Look at the Jurassic Park series, Star Wars, and Marvel. All three of these series are shells of their former selves, yet Hollywood refuses to let them rest like so many fans want. Because Hollywood doesn't care about the shark's reputation. It doesn't care about future consequences. It cares about making money. And all it knows is that these IPs made money. The original Jurassic Park is my favorite movie of all time. And while I had fun with Jurassic World Rebirth, I believe our engine clones are due for some time off. But that's not how Hollywood works. If you come to Hollywood seeking a career, you are expected to bring profits. If you come to Hollywood seeking to make a shark movie, you are expected to bring profits. What is the shark movie that brought profits? Jaws. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem with Jaws isn't the shark. It's another part of the human condition. It's the ultimate expression of monkey see, monkey do. They want that lightning in a bottle. They want to make generational wealth, like anybody else in that business does. Shark Week has been getting in on that action too, but I've already beaten that dead horse. I am by no means justifying what Jaws has done to Shark's reputation. But I'm not blaming the creators of Jaws either. I'm blaming the human tendency to take the path of least resistance, to try and profit off of every conceivable book, toy, antique, or accessory when something makes the kind of money Jaws made. It is this that has pushed any and everything related to sharks into the box of Jaws. To be clear, this machine, this process, isn't malicious. But it doesn't care about the sharks either. It doesn't care about the shark's reputation. It doesn't care about future consequences. It cares about making money. And the price is our higher order fish.